Hey, everybody. How's it going? All right, I'm gonna give it just a couple minutes, but today we're gonna be talking about some of the updates that have happened in the past 2 days to ChatGPT. So I'm curious, how many people are using the free version or have you done the plus version? Because I guess the new updates, there's a lot of free stuff, not Dolly though, from what I understand. So you're welcome to unmute yourself today. You're welcome to just turn on your camera or to use chat, whatever you want to do. Just gonna run through the updates and then answer any questions that you guys might have. Just gonna wait one more minute because I know some people are just kind of trickling right on time. And I'm never sure who's coming. So this is recorded. It'll be in your ChatGPT portal, hopefully later today, if it downloads quickly, if not by tomorrow, and I will email it out to you, okay? All right, so again, curious if you are using the free version or the plus version of ChatGPT. Also, how much of it are you guys using? Have you built your own GPTs? Have you been using the ones inside the class? Just kind of curious so that I can gauge like what to talk about today. All right. Yes, we'll just get started then. Okay, there we go. Paid version. Okay, cool. Thanks guys for letting me know. All right, so the other day, on not yesterday, but the day before, on Monday, there was a big release that came out for the spring release of OpenAI and mostly ChatGPT. So what we're gonna start seeing, and you probably, if you're on the paid version, already see the option to toggle between at the top 4.0, which is O as in like Omega, versus 4.0, like the number. So that is this new version, the spring release that's coming out right now. And we're gonna start to slowly see more of the features trickle out, okay? So right now, what you should have access to is the program. And I'm curious if anybody doesn't, just because, you know, I'm trying to gauge and see like where everybody's at since we have a lot of people using it, and what you have access to. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I'll show you what mine looks like. Yeah, so just kind of curious if this is also inside of your program, if you've received it yet or not. So I'm on Plus, of course, and at the top here, you can go over to 4.0, which is the newest model, okay? So previously free was 3.5, but a lot of people on the free version now will get access to the 4.0. So with these new releases that they're talking about, and I'll kind of tell you what they are in a minute, but with these releases, a lot of them are going to go to the free accounts and they're going to start trickling into accounts over the next few weeks. All right. So first of all, when you log in, you'll notice that like your main chat screen is more user friendly. They are really trying to humanize this. So you're going to see in a minute with the native language, which basically means like they talk like humans. That is going to be coming, but they want it to be less, you know, scary, I guess, or daunting when you first come into the program. So now we've got like this, you know, they added some colors and some icons instead of just the 4 images here. So that was new. I'm going to go back to my notes here real quick. So I'm going to stop sharing because not much to share quite yet, but just make sure you toggled on the 4.0 to see if you have that. Okay. All right. So in my notes, I've got Plus users are going to get 5 times more messaging. Cool, thanks. 5 times more messaging limits than free users. Okay, so that's one thing. A lot of these releases, also if you're on a Teams account, should be starting with Teams and Enterprises first, and then it'll go to Plus, and then it'll go to the free users. The other thing with the free accounts too is that they will also start to see memory. Let me grab my other one. So we've got memory that's coming to the free accounts. They will also have access to the GPT store. Now, I'm unsure if the private GPTs, like the ones that I've created and shared with you guys, if those are available to use on a free account. I am not sure yet. So that's why, first of all, I was going to see if anybody here is on the free account, if you could test one. If not, I will go test it on my other free account that I have. So you will have access, like I said, to the GPT store on the free account, which is going to open up a lot of free usage for people. So that'll be interesting. Also on the free account, memory function. So it's going to start to remember things, even if you're not paying for it. And data analysis, and then the browsing function, which previously was only available on the paid version. So now people are going to start to see that on the free version. Okay, so basically, like the whole gist of what this announcement was, and I will give you guys the blog link and where to watch this full announcement. Nothing, Lisa, we're just talking about the new updates 4.0 that were just released and what that means, because it was released on Monday, so they're not quite out yet, okay? Basically their goal is to make it be more like user-friendly and more design assistant-y, like as if you were talking to an actual person, okay? So in the demo, when they did this spring release, basically they were having conversations, because you know that you can get the app on your phone. And if you're not sure which one to go for, it's going to be that Chat GPT, like white one. You see it right there? That's what you're looking for. There's a ton of them on there. So when you are having a conversation now, and you're using that like, you know, actual chatting version, not just like the voice to text, when you're actually having a conversation through the app, it's going to start to speak more naturally. So it's going to be quick replies. You could interrupt it even like a conversation where right now you have to press stop on the keyboard while it's talking. And it's gonna, you know, it's going to be able to see things that are like in front of you. So you can activate your video, like your camera, while you're having this conversation, and then basically you can be like, hey, you know, what do you see? And then it can kind of evaluate that from there. It also will be able to read human emotions, like tell if you're sad or happy and stuff like that. And it's also a translator in real time. So you could be having a conversation. It knows up to 50 different languages and can translate those different things in real time. It also, if you have your camera open while you're chatting with this, can read like math equations or other things that you have written on paper and then be able to like talk about it. Guys, this is the future of robots. Like, I know it's been out, like things have been happening, but this is now like to the masses. We can use this right on our phones. Well, I say can, it's coming, like that voice part is coming. That's not released to all the accounts yet. That's going to be slowly trickling over the next few weeks. You will start to have access to that like really human interactive conversation. It's there now where you can have the conversation, but it's not as like human the way that it's going to be coming out. So if you ever hear anything that's like native language is human language, okay? I am on an Android too, Lisa, so no limitations. It's, yeah, I don't use Apple products, so I don't really know about that. But the desktop version of ChatGPT will be released to Mac computer operating systems first. Okay, that's another release that just was coming out. I did check my Windows store today to see if it was in there, and there's a million different versions, but not the actual one. Okay, so hopefully we'll see that coming out soon. The way that I see this, it's really like, you know how when the internet came out and everybody's like, nobody's ever going to use that. It took forever for people to like get onto it. And now like we don't know how to function in our day without Googling something or asking the internet something or doing something online. The way that I see ChatGPT and AI in general for this application is going to be just like second nature. I mean, for me, it kind of is now. Instead of going to Google, I'll go and I'll, you know, first look at ChatGPT and I'll have a conversation about it. So I think the more advanced it gets, the more intuitive and second nature is going to become to a lot of people to just open AI and ChatGPT versus going to a full Google browser. The other thing is OpenAI will release ChatGPT 5, and they're anticipating that by the summer, which if these updates are any indication, that's going to be wild. Like, I don't even know what to expect with 5 if this is the current update. So it's moving quickly. It's moving very, very quickly. The one other or two other points that I just want to make about this, and then if you've got any questions for me, please let me know. You can start typing them in chat if you want to, or you can unmute yourself. So the 4.0 is going to have ChatGPT 4, which is the current one, the intelligence, but it's going to be a lot more faster and a lot more responsive to like our daily use and our daily tasks. So instead of writing some of these off the wall, you know, like replies that we get or very generic replies, it's now going to be learning at a faster rate and truly understanding the context that we're supplying it with to produce better answers. Okay, so that's like the main takeaway, is that it's just going to be better at replying, because you guys know right now it's like big, you got to rewrite some stuff, all that. The majority you got to rewrite. Okay, so that, and then the combination of being able to include audio, text, image, or soon video through the chat, it's just going to produce that better quality. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to kind of see how they all play in together in the way that you want to communicate with it. Now you have a lot more options. I will say also on the free version, I'm not seeing Dolly is going to be included in that, which is nice. It stays with the plus. But with that being said, it does, the new free version will take images and then tell you what's in those images, which apparently it was not previously doing before on the free version. Okay. All right, so you see I see 4.0 on your Mac, but this is browser based, right, Lisa? I'm talking about like there's going to be an app for this that you can install to your desktop app. So it looks like you're good. Yeah, you got the 4.0. I think that was probably released to everybody, so thank you for confirming that. That's on the paid account, like when the release came out. So now we're going to start to see these actual features start to implement. And that voice chatting feature is like the #1 big release with this. So, okay, I know that was like a lot of information, but if you have one takeaway, like just know it's going to be smarter, it's going to be faster, and it's going to be more humanized in the way that we can have conversations with ChatGPT. So what kind of questions do you guys have for me? Feel free to unmute, feel free to put them in chat. You know, if you're using custom GPTs and you got questions about that, if you're trying to build your own, let me know so I can help, okay? I'm also going to give you guys this blog post that I wrote. It just has a few of the other recaps from that session, and I thought it embedded, but I guess it didn't. If you just go to OpenAI's YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it. Can I demonstrate the new features? No, because they're not really like out yet. So when they are, I will shoot some videos, but they're not really like there. I mean, 4.0's there is just, you know, better output is really the difference. So you could rerun some of your previous prompts and see what happens if you wanted to with the 4.0 version. But these are going to start slowly trickling out. You know, Monday was just the last release, so. If you guys, did you see my reel the other day, which by the way is like going like viral right now, which is pretty crazy because all I did in it was using the like previous version of the chat. I basically took a picture of my wallpaper, uploaded it, and then I was like, give me paint colors for this and hex codes. And it did. Of course, it was based off the lighting, which was darker. So with that, you know, it's not accurate, right? But it's a good starting point. But I mean, that it's taken over. Like you can do a design board after and then just pull all those paint colors and hex codes and then go to Incolorpedia and do that. Like speaking to the bot versus typing a prompt. Lisa, do you want to just unmute yourself? Like, what do you want to see? Just tell me.
Actually would love to see more of what you demonstrated in that reel.
More of what I demonstrated?
In the
Okay.
reel, yeah.
I mean, instead of typing, I just, yeah, just said it.
So I always use it on the browser on my laptop. I haven't downloaded an app onto my phone yet, which
Oh,
is Android. So is it based, I mean, it's pretty intuitive how to use that app on your phone to use that speaking prompt rather than typing.
yeah, for sure. So I'll show you where it is, but it's just, you know, anything that you want to ask it, you can. So here's, I'll take a screenshot in a minute and I'll show you what the app looks like. It's the white chat GPT. Okay, so there's going to be a few in here. So when you open it, right, you got just the regular, you can see here that I have 4O. And then at the bottom where your chat is, so right here is the voice, right? So if you wanted to do voice to text, that's what the microphone is for in the chat box. But then if you want to have a conversation, that's where the little headphones are. So that's where you can like, it'll talk back to you. Somebody's in the waiting room. When you have a conversation with it. So what am I going to ask it? Okay. Okay, so I open that microphone with the headset. I'm designing a new modern kitchen and
looking for a recommendation for a.
nope, sorry, she was still listening. Hold on. I'm designing a new modern kitchen with wood cabinetry, brass fixtures, black countertops. Can you give me an idea?
Beautiful modern kitchen.
She's interrupting me.
Cabinetry and brass fixtures.
But she just talks back.
Sophisticated feel. What kind of flooring and countertop materials?
So now she's asking questions about material. I'm considering doing a gray soapstone for the countertop, and I want you to select the other ideas. I'm gonna get her to do a design board in a second.
Gray soapstone countertops will look fantastic with wood cabinetry and brass fixtures. For flooring, consider a light, wide plank oak to add a touch of warmth and contrast with the gray countertops. For the backsplash, a white subway tile with a slightly glossy finish can keep things bright and clean. Adding open shelves in the same wood as the cabinetry can tie everything together and give the kitchen.
Can you create a mood board of the ideas that I just shared? Okay, so
Sorry,
now
I'm having issues right now.
it should pull. So let me see, she didn't want to listen to that. So design a concept board for this kitchen. Okay, so same thing like that I was saying to her. Now this is not in my design assistant bot that I created, so it's gonna go a little rogue. With the bot, it's more like structured. So she gave me some ideas that she just bullet pointed for what I just described, and she said, do you want me to now create the concept board? So I said yes. So that's where the DALL-E portion will come in, okay? I have a Fold, is what this phone is. It's a Samsung. I think it's a Galaxy. Love Galaxies, I've had them forever. Right, so she loves the subway tile, but there we go. I have noticed that the imagery with DALL-E is also getting better. One thing at a time, but that time it only gave me 3 lights as opposed to 10 bajillion lights that it usually does. So yeah, that's it. Like you just use the headphones and that's how you activate the conversation. So a lot of the times I also like to do this like when walking, or if you got this spontaneous idea and you just want to get it down, you can talk into it and it'll, you know, kind of transcribe for you. So the
question.
Yeah.
So all that talking you were doing that on the chat GPT level, and then you switched over to the DALL-E to ask it to do the mood board, or it just generated it and populated it in DALL-E automatically?
So it's the same program. So as long as you've done your upgrade to Plus, You just ask it and it's integrated. There's no need to go to the Dolly app. It's already in there. So just in your regular conversation, you say, okay, now give me a picture, and then it does it for you. But you have to be on Plus to be able to do that.
Okay, 4.0 plus.
Nope, just any Plus subscription. So if you pay for it, you already have that.
I'm a plus. Okay, yeah, I
Yep.
pay for it. Okay.
Yep, so no need to switch to the Dolly like thing from the store. You can just bring it up into your conversation.
Okay, so just because like right now, I'll show you. Let me get a screenshot of what I use on my laptop.
Okay. While you're doing that, this is the app. Okay, can you guys see that? It's the white one. So the OpenAI white icon, just Chat GPT. And this one has over 50 million downloads, if that helps you to narrow it down. And I am on I'm an Android user, so it's not iPhone. But I think that iPhone also has this too. Okay, I'll just wait for your screenshot. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna give you guys the actual like video if you want to watch it for the release the other day, because they do examples there too. Okay.
Okay,
Of,
so
you know,
over there on the left, it says Chat GPT and then Dolly. So all I have to do is just only navigate within that Chat GPT level.
that's right. Yep. You don't even need to use that Dolly app. It's already integrated.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Lynn, when you're in a conversation, okay, do you see the headphones here on the way far? That's when you can have the conversation. Okay, so that's when you go back and forth and it talks back to you. Now, right here, the microphone inside of like the chat bubble where it says message, that's just audio to text. So basically, like if you're on Instagram or Facebook sending a message, and you wanted to like say it, then it would transcribe. So my 7-year-old does that instead of typing everything, which is crazy. These generations are just doing voice and not learning how to spell. So, so yeah, that's another way to do it. And then soon we'll have, just even more seamless, especially with like a live video where you can just kind of click over. And that is in the demo. So I'm going to send this to you guys. I just need to bring it back up. Other questions?
Okay, I'm looking for it now to install it on my phone. Do I just log in with my same credentials that I created for my paid account?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. Yeah, if you don't get the right one, it will have you like create an account and all that stuff. So that's kind of how you know. So look for that white one with lots of downloads. That's going to be the one. All right, so this should be also, I don't think it's directly from the correct site, but I'm going to give you the announcement if you guys wanted this. So you can watch it later. But there's a few, they're out here. If you just type in, or even if you go to chatgpt.com, or openai.com, their spring release is also posted on their website.
Is that linked to your YouTube channel or OpenAI?
I just put it in chat.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to click on it because I'm in a different network right now. I don't know.
Okay. OpenAI.
Is that your
No.
channel?
No,
It's
you just put
OpenAI's
OpenAI.
channel. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. One other thing I guess I'll just show you guys if there's no other questions about that today. So you know that we've been creating, some custom bots that do various tasks. That's how I like to use ChatGPT. It's interesting because I was on this panel at the art conference last week, and there was somebody else that uses it very different than me that was also on the panel. So what he does is he basically like teaches what he wants it to do as just like an overall system programming, and I'll show you where to find that in a minute. And I don't do it that way. I build a custom GPT for tasks that I find to be monotonous and just want to or improve, like SEO and that type of stuff. So I build custom GPTs myself for that. Where he does not, like he doesn't build custom GPTs. He just trains his overall, conversation. Like if you were to start one right here, he trains this database with what he expects for answers and tone and all of that stuff. So it's just interesting to see how different people use it in different ways. But if you wanted to train the your overall GPT, this is how you would do that. So if you go up to the right-hand side where your picture is, when you're in here on like the regular conversation, when you first open the app, then you can go to customized chat GPT right here. And then right here is where you can put custom instructions. So this is, I kept mine super simple because I do create these GPTs for you guys to use also, and I don't want to have like my brand voice reflected in that, but there's simple things that I did put on the back end of this. So I basically just told it what I do and a link to my website and what I teach and stuff like that. And then you can program it right here, and here's some conversation starters or ideas for you to consider. But this is where I basically just said, I want you to reply as you're my business partner, business casual language, friendly and informative, upbeat and informative. I wrote that twice. And I don't want very long responses. I want direct and to the point. So if you're finding that it gets like super wordy or anything like that, this is where you can go into the back end and kind of set those for like your preferences for the overall experience for your chat GPT. Okay, so again, to find that, you just open the app, you go right up to the top right-hand corner, you click on the little person, and then you're going to see customized chat GPT, and that's where you can add that information. My GPTs are right here, so the ones that I've been developing should be there, but they're also here. So if you go to Explore GPTs, my GPTs will be right here. So anything that you've personally built will be in this area. The other thing is if you wanted to create your own, this is again where you would do that. So you could just go to create. And then from here, you could either create it by just having a conversation with it. So telling it what your goals are, what you want it to do, and how you want it to do it. So you can have that conversation right here under create. Or if you know exactly what you're trying to do, you would name your GPT under the configure. You can upload a picture. You can give it a brief description and then instructions. So, if I do this and I give you this information, you need to do this. And then the next step, if I do this, you need to do this. So that's where you would basically train this. And then the more conversations that you have with it, the better it's going to get. The last thing here is that if you want it to learn like your brand voice or your design style or anything like that, which I don't teach mine because I want, everybody else to be able to use them too. So it's not trained on my personal stuff. But if you wanted to, you would go right here to upload files under the knowledge base, and it reads PDFs right now. So let's say you have like really good voice instructions from some landing pages on your website. You can just go ahead and upload those as PDFs. And it will read them. Also imagery and stuff like that you wanted to train it on for your style, that's where you would do that under the knowledge upload. Okay. Lisa, there's definitely training on this. And then last month we went through that, or last quarter, we went through the programming during the live session as well. But a lot of it though, guys, like keep this kind of simple to begin with. Don't over stress yourself, because what really happens is when you start having conversations with them, that's when it really starts to learn and get better. So the more you use it, the better it gets. So you just kind of give it some basic information that you want it to complete, and then from there it'll get better. Elaine, question?
helps improve accuracy and.
I do.
If you have-
ChatGPT is talking right now, but it won't shut up. So I was trying out the headphones and speaking into it to try to get some ideas for a bathroom I'm working on. And one of the bathroom elements that I'm working on are the large scale tiles that are 24 inches by 48. I told it that, but it didn't get it after like 3 or 4 tries. How can I teach it to know what I'm talking about? Like, would I somehow upload an image, or it's just not there yet?
You can try, but it's probably not there yet. Midjourney. So what I would do is I would actually take the prompt that it gave you with that image. So you can
Okay.
click on it. There's a little eye when you click on it that gives you the prompt on the
Okay.
picture. Copy that picture. Copy that prompt when you do that. Put it over in Midjourney. And then in Midjourney, say the size tile. So in case of it like ignored that part when it created the image, put
Mhm.
that in. But don't expect it to be perfect. It's not going to. Not yet.
Right. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, it's crazy how much it's advanced since November when we started. It's just mind blowing, but it's really
Yeah.
cool. Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Yeah, because Dolly's just not as good at creating the
Yeah.
pictures. But Midjourney takes Dolly and ChatGPT's prompts and does like magic with it. So try that.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. Okay, other questions for me?
Hey Jenna, it's Evelyn. How are you?
Hey, good. How's it going?
Good. Hey, did you get any sense of whether I didn't see it myself, but whether they're going to clean up the left side where we can search better as opposed to having to scroll through every chat we've had?
I know, right? I don't know. I don't know why that doesn't exist, right? Like a search feature you would think would be on the top of the list. That was not included in this release. Maybe 5, which we're anticipating by the end of summer, hopefully. So as of right now, no. But what I do is, I feel like we talked about this last time, but maybe we didn't. What I do is I rename them so that it's like bold. So if it's something like for a client that I really want to find later, I will say the client name in caps so that I can find it faster. And then sometimes you can also just grab that conversation thread because it is just the URL. And so you can put that URL in with maybe your client information wherever you're organizing that project. So you can come back to it faster and not have to keep scrolling. So a little workaround. I know it's super annoying.
Yeah, I've done that. And yes, you did talk about that, so I have done that. And then the second question I had was, did you get any sense of whether or not are they still pulling information from just 2021, or have they gotten further along?
So the free version is 2021. ChatGPT 4 was trained off information on the internet up to April of 2023. So it's still a year older, but they are for this new training model, and I think 5 is when we're going to see like really up to date. So for a while I was trying to like put in a website and then like try and get information back from that website. And a lot of the big sites out there right now are blocked from allowing information. However, my website is not. So when I went and I put like AI for interior designers, here's the landing page, write a summary about this, it was able to read my website landing page and give me information in return. So some sites will do that and some will not. So if you're looking for real-time information, try that. Directly putting the link to the page that you're trying to evaluate. This is also why we're not seeing real-time sourcing options. So if you've ever tried to source with ChatGPT and you're like, okay, here's an image, find a sofa that looks very similar to that and give me sources. If you've ever tried that, what it will typically do is return like larger retailers. So sometimes Pottery Barn's in there, sometimes you get West Elm, sometimes you're going to get search results for like house with the criteria that it identified for that sofa or that you have given it. And then it'll just give you the search results and not direct information. The other thing that I've noticed is that if it's also sourcing, it could potentially look at blogs. So I've been redirected to a few like designer blogs that have listed like shock the looks with products that look similar. But again, those are older and they're not totally up to date. So hopefully we're going to see some live browsing here with some of the new stuff, but I do recommend also checking out either Gemini, which is Google for AI, or I use the Microsoft browser. So I have Copilot, and Copilot is literally like on the side of my dashboard. And so earlier today, I was looking for a corner desk. And so I asked Copilot, and it came back with live internet resources for me based off that information. So Copilot is run off ChatGPT framework, but it also integrates with its existing Bing browser researching.
Okay, cool. I'll try that because that's exactly what I'm trying to do is source. So thanks for that.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, quick question about the apps. So I downloaded the white one,
Okay.
but it looks like I already had the black one.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't look like it. That's not the same logo for OpenAI either.
That black one, but the white
Yeah, I
one's
think it's
correct.
the bottom one, the white one.
Okay, I'm gonna take that chat. It says chat on AI. I think, I don't know. That was probably some kind of fat finger mistake of mine.
There's so many versions out there, it's hard to find the right one because they might run off the programming, but it's not the exact one that you could log into.
I took it off. Thank you.
Okay, yep. All right, other questions? I think next time we meet in about 3 months, we're gonna see a lot more advances, so this stuff is gonna start rolling out. If anything happens in the meantime between now and then, where like I can shoot some videos and then upload them to the course in the meantime, I will do that, and I will shoot you guys an email and let you know. We're just waiting for them to all hit our accounts at this point, so I don't really have anything to show for Monday, but it's coming. All right. Any other questions? If not, I will go ahead, download this recording and shoot it all out to you guys later, okay?
Just real quick, I did not know that you had an Instagram presence, which is stupid. I mean, everybody does. So sorry, I didn't start following you until I think yesterday. And I didn't know you had a podcast either. And I started listening to that. So I'm going to go back
Okay.
and I mean, is there anything on the podcast? I think I listened to the most recent episode yesterday. Since this stuff is moving so fast, are all the previous episodes just kind of
Not
a moot
really.
point now, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 11 in, so
Yeah.
we're not that far. It's only 11 weeks. The two guests I've already had quite a few guests. I think all that information is still very relevant. I think all of it's probably pretty relevant right now. I think in like 3 months, maybe it won't be, but I did kind of set up the episodes where it's like, okay, let's compare where we are right now to in a year from now. The one that's coming out later today is going to be with a woman named Terry Lee, and she is an Airbnb designer. So shoppable, what am I saying? STR means shop the room for me, but it means short-term rental for that industry. So I'm always like, so anyway, she does those, and she uses ChatGPT and other AI tools to create custom artwork for her Airbnbs. So that's what she talks about on today's episode, but I try and keep them short and not like really long-winded. Get the information and then kind of move on with your day. So yeah, that's coming out. Yeah, and then check the free resources because I'm trying to get blogs up more frequently on there too. And it's just kind of up-to-date information. Okay. All right, then thank you guys for coming. I'll see you in 3 months. The calendar is actually out on the events tab. If you ever wanted to like start adding things for later, you can check that out and see what's coming and mark your calendar now. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye.